All right. Hey there, guys. All right, I'm bending over because for the rest of this video, I'm going to be slightly off camera because this is primarily where you want to focus. But I've been meaning to do this video for a long time because this is an essential skill for you young guys out there, or for you moms or dads that need to tie a tie for your kid. All right. And I'm going to show you the single knot real quick. All right. And I'm going to do it a couple of times so you get the hang of it. It's relatively simple. Now, I'm an average guy. I'm about 5'8". So in an average tie or a normal tie, there's a seam. I don't know if you can see that, where the fabric is joined. And I kind of use that as a gauge for the length of the tie. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Here's your standard tie. And a man who can wear a floral and a stripe together, that's a bold man. All right, anyway, let's get to it. So here is said tie. You got your short end and your longer end. I look for that seam and I try to have that seam right sort of in line with the middle of my chest. All right. Now you're going to have to work at this to get the hang of it. And as you go along, you can lengthen or you can shorten the tie to your size. But I try to get it right there. So anyway, the basic maneuver for the single knot, single Windsor, I suppose, is you take the fatter piece and you put it over the thinner piece. And you hold it there. You see how I have that? So it's one piece, like a crossed leg, over that thinner piece. You're holding those two together and using your left hand as a shield or a cup. You want to take that fatter piece and you want to drape the fatter piece over your left hand. Now you have that fatter piece dangling. You want to bring that fatter piece up through that hole, the initial hole, and now you want to insert the fatter piece into the hole where you've cupped the tie or draped the tie. So now you have a big knot. You have the smaller piece under and the larger piece out here. Now this is the crucial part. You have to hold that smaller piece while you pull the longer piece, and you pull it tight, which creates that nice little dimple right there. And then you can adjust the tie to your liking. But let's do that one more time. It can be a little confusing. I'm going to do it one more time. So you got your longer, or you got your fatter piece, which is longer, and a thinner piece, which is shorter. You're going to want to go over one and hold them. You're taking that longer piece and you're wrapping it around, draping it on your offhand, your left hand in my case. So it's draped. As you can see, again, bring them together. Big piece over small piece, big piece drapes over offhand, creating a space behind the offhand. And you want to take the fatter piece and see the space. You want to bring it up through the space created by the initial bond, and then put the tie into the hole created when you draped it on the offhand, or draped it on the offhand. And now you have a big floppy knot You have the smaller piece, the longer piece, and the key is holding this shorter piece while you pull that longer piece into a nice dimple and a nice tight single Windsor knot. And this is a nice fabric. Not all fabrics will work well. The better the fabric, the easier tying the knot. And as you do this, guys, you'll get more accustomed to it, but I'm still tying this a little short, so there's going to be a little give and take to get the length right. Let's go through this one more time. Long piece, short piece, long piece goes over short piece. Basically, it's just like that. Okay? What I use is my offhand. So I hold it with my index and thumb. I hold the joint. It's almost like I'm saying, hey, or I'm smoking a cigar. And I take that big piece now, continue it, I wrap it around, and I let it drape on that offhand. So I'm draping that offhand. So now the next move is to come up through that initial hole or loop that was made with that larger part. And where I'm draping, there's a loop. So you push this through one of your fingers into that loop, and now you have a big floppy knot. And on the back side of that floppy knot, here will be the smaller end. You've got the larger end. Crucial piece of the puzzle is holding the entire time you're fastening the tie or maneuvering it. You want to hold this back part. You pull it taut until you get that nice little dimple again. You can squeeze that knot if you want to make it slimmer. You can lessen your pull to make it a fatter single knot. And then continuing to hold the back end, you adjust it up to the neckline. You can spread that out. And you're done, guys. You are done. Again, holding this back side, you want to pull it up into position. And what I like to do when I'm done tying the tie, I use this label in the back, like a tie mate or a tie holder. And I slot that back end through there so it holds that back end in. And there you go. I think I'm ready to rock and roll. As I said, I've been meaning to do a video like this for quite some time. I remember as a young guy, and I didn't have my dad around, I didn't know how to tie a tie, and I went to some function where I didn't have my clip on, and someone was kind enough to show me the single Windsor. And it's become like second nature. But one more time. Now you know you've tied it correctly if you take it out by holding one end, holding the knot end and pulling it, and it comes right out. You know you've tied it correctly. Let's do this one more time. One more time, guys. All right. We've got your off part that's smaller and thinner, and you've got your longer part that's got the business end of the tie. All right. First maneuver is flip it over across the leg and hold it. You're making a cigar, guys. Make the cigar. You take this fatter piece and you drape it on that cigar hand. There you go. So it's draped up. So you're creating a sort of a hole there. Now what continues to make that hole or make that knot is you're coming up with that bigger piece, coming up through that initial loop that you created when you cross the leg. You take, now to continue to tie the knot, you take that heavy end and you just stick it through one of your fingers and into that hole that you've created. And now you have a loose, floppy knot. Big knot here with a little piece hanging out and a larger piece here. Crucial, hold the smaller piece as you pull the bigger knot or the bigger end to a nice dimple. And again, if you want to make that knot smaller or tighter, you can pinch it in. Still holding the small end the whole time, you're going to adjust that knot up to where you need it to be on your shirt. You can spread that out, you can pinch it, so you make that nice little knot there, and you are good to go. And you're looking sharp, guys. Again, using the stay, the tie stay, which dubs as a label for your tie. A little advertising there, and you're good to go. I hope this video has been useful to you guys, you young bucks out there that are going on your first interview or your date, or you're just learning how to tie a tie because you're kind of a weird kid that likes ties. Primarily, I'm here doing car reviews, and I do a lot of shaving reviews, but this is a video I've always wanted to do for you. It's a little bit of giving back from me. Leave a comment below. You can give me suggestions for the next video. You can heckle me. You can tell me I'm full of it, whatever. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Have fun tying your tie. But remember, guys.
Keep pushing.
Play.
And I'm going to keep looking at myself in the mirror because I'm looking just mighty fine today. Keep pushing play, y'all. A real man can wear floral and stripes. Only a real man.